Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be doing another story time. As you have read by the title, today's story time will be an interesting one. So grab your snacks and your drinks and tune into the video. And this video isn't to diss the other person. I just have had some friendships that turned bad at the end, and this is just my experience. I will be giving this person a fake name. We'll be calling her Miranda. Miranda and I went to the same elementary school up until high school, and in elementary school we would hang out a lot, talk on the phone, and she would come to my house and spend the night, and we were pretty good friends. But in middle school we drifted apart until the end is when we reconnected and started talking more. When her and I started talking again, I thought she was someone I could trust just because I have known her so long. So I was telling her about this guy that I liked, and long story short, there's a guy and he liked me, but I was dating someone else. That's like middle school relationships. They don't really count, if that makes sense. By the time me and that person ended, I started liking him, but he didn't like me anymore or whatever. I was telling her about that, and she seemed like she was there for me or whatever. I found out that she was dating or talking to the guy I liked was, I didn't go to school one day. I don't remember why, but I believe it was Snapchat that it was on. So I checked Snapchat and they had like posted each other. I was just shocked because I didn't think she would do something like that. I messaged her and she was just real defensive and rude about it. And I would have been more sympathetic if that were me, but that's just me. Sorry, I'm dating the guy you like. But she blamed it on the fact that she already liked him, which she could have told me that and I would have understood. But it's funny because she didn't even talk to him or know him like that, so I knew she was lying about that. And that was the first red flag about her, which I should have known from there that she is sneaky, or was sneaky. I don't know how she is now, but that she was sneaky and I shouldn't have trusted her. After middle school, we kind of fell off again, and up until high school is when we started talking again. It was the first day of high school and we had the same lunch, and she saw me and she asked if she could sit with me, and I didn't want to be rude, so I said yes. And that's how we started talking again. There's this one guy that tried to talk to my friend, and then me, and then her, and then basically the whole friend group. And he pretty much got away with talking to all of them. He tried to talk to me, but this is where this situation with her leads into. Anyways, although like my other friend dated him or whatever, you know, that was in the past. So he starts talking to me and I'm not into it, but at that time, you know, I'm just hearing him out or whatever. He's telling me how much he likes me or whatever, you know, all that. Anyways, so I'm telling her all this too, along with, you know, my other friend that was there. And after that, after I like officially was like, okay, no, I'm made that decision that I wasn't gonna talk to him, that's when she dated him. That's red flag number 2, because although I didn't like him, she didn't know that at the time, and she didn't know what could have happened if I did like him. I'm like, okay, he's already tried to talk to all of us. I didn't take him too serious, and so I just brushed that off and forgot about it. Red flag number 3 is when this other guy approached me, and he was also trying to talk to the friend group as well, and he did end up dating this one girl. I will do another story time about because that whole situation is a story in itself, and the falling out of it is crazy. He was dating my other friend, and my intention was just to be friends with him because he was dating my friend at the time. And I become friends, and of course he ends up flirting with me and whatnot, and I brush it off. I'm like not paying him any attention. And so then we continue talking. We're like still friends, and I'm telling Miranda this the entire time. I'm telling her, like, this is what he's saying, this is like, what do I do? Do I tell my other friend? Like, how do I approach this? Girl that he previously dated that I was friends with, we'll name her Emily. She was trying to talk to me for months. I didn't want to get with him because I knew he was a player and I didn't want to deal with that. But in his defense, he started telling all his friends that how much he likes me, and all of them started like coming to me saying, why don't you give him a chance? You need to talk to him, he really likes you. And they were getting in my head. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? I'm telling Miranda all this, and she's basically like, you need to do what you want to do. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. She knew Emily and I were friends, and she didn't like Emily. Months later, he still persuaded me on trying to get with him, and I just wasn't feeling it. So one day, Emily calls me. Well, she FaceTimes me, which was not normal because we weren't that close to just randomly call each other. So I picked up, and I knew that it was something important. She goes on to tell me that Miranda was talking to the guy. Meanwhile, she was telling me to give him a chance at the same time. And I knew it was true because she sent me screenshots, and Miranda was definitely like going along with him. Emily found out because that guy, even though that was her ex, which they weren't friends, so it was weird for him to even tell her this, but he was telling her that like the situation with her and with Miranda and him, and how he like still liked me and everything. And the whole situation was weird. Why would you talk to your ex about you talking to someone knowing you're trying to get with someone else? Later that day, I hung out with one of my friends, and we went to the fair. I told that friend the whole situation with Miranda and the guy and everything that I had found out. I decided to stop at her work. One, because I wanted to talk to her, and two, because she worked at a food related place and my friend wanted to get something from there. We go to her work, she's there, and she was on break at the time, so I'm able to talk to her, and I don't let her know that I know. So I'm playing it off like I still don't know what to do, like he's still persuading me and all that. And she continues to tell me to go for it and to continue talking to him and to give him a chance. And I gave her plenty of chances to be able to tell me that, she liked him or she was talking to him too, but she never told me. Monday comes along and I see her, and we either have to go into the cafeteria or the gym to wait until the bell rings. And we will always go into the gym to sit and wait. And she was sitting right next to him, which was obvious that they were talking. A couple hours later, I don't know, posted something in regards to it, but she still didn't know that I knew. She messaged me right away, asked me what was wrong, and I just lied and said it was something else, which I shouldn't have even posted that to begin with, because I didn't want her to know that I knew, because I wanted to give her a chance to tell me. I'm still talking to her, you know, acting as if nothing's wrong. She doesn't tell me until months later. And she had posted, you know, quotes and stuff on Instagram, and I would message her asking what was wrong. She wouldn't tell me until one day she posted a quote. I asked what was wrong, and then she said she needed to talk to me and that she would talk to me like at school. Next day, she's telling me that it was all him and she didn't mean to do this. And at the time, I fell for it and blamed him for it. And at the time, we both blamed him for it, which was stupid because she had a part in it too. And although I didn't like him, my feelings were, I didn't know for sure that I didn't like him, because I didn't know if I wanted to give it a shot and see where things went or not. And after that, we were still friends and we stopped talking to him. And after we fell off, that was when her and him started talking again and dating again, which I find that to be so funny. How her and I fell off originally isn't about her being sneaky. It's a completely different thing. This is how we stopped talking. There's this new girl at school, and her and Miranda had the same classes. And I'm very, if you talk to me, then I'll talk to you. I'm not outgoing. Miranda would come to me and be like, hey, so-and-so thinks you don't like her. I'm like confused because I never talked to her. And so I would just tell her, no, like, that's not true. She would constantly come up to me and say, hey, she thinks you don't like her, which then became annoying because, like, you don't talk to me, but you supposedly think I don't like you. Why did it matter so much to Miranda if I liked this girl or not? Her and that girl became friends. I noticed Miranda started distancing herself from me, and we started talking less and less, which, I mean, I was fine with, because if you're gonna stop talking to me because you think I don't like someone, then, I mean, that's fine. Also, I was hearing from someone else that we were hanging out with in our group that when Miranda would talk, they would ask about me, and then Miranda would be like, oh no, I'm not telling Aria that. I'm like, don't tell Aria this, or like very shady, because her and I were supposed to be friends, so it's just weird how she was acting. And I have a natural mean bug, but if you talk to me, I'm gonna be nice. That's just how I am. There's no reason for me to be mean, especially to that girl that I didn't even know. That wraps up this story time about this friend that I had and how we fell off in the end. And I still haven't talked to her this day. She hasn't reached out, and I haven't reached out to her. So I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this or have had a friend like this in the past. So make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, bye.